Hey makers, welcome back. This week's episode is going to be a little bit different. I'm taking things out of the studio and on the road. I'll be spending the next week, 10 days, house sitting / babysitting for my sister while she goes on a much needed vacation. While she's away basking in the sun, I'm going to be toiling away doing a makeover on her bedroom, and we're going to do a bit of a while you were out type scenario. She's a huge fan of a certain wizarding franchise you may have heard of. Maybe you've read the books, maybe you've seen the movies. And throughout the years, I've made a lot of different themed crafts for her. Some of them on request, some of them just because I know she'll like it. Now, she's got most of them hoarded up in her bedroom, but they're not really on display as well as they could be. And I just want to take everything together and turn it into a really cute wizard-themed bedroom. I mean, wizard-themed bedroom. Basically, I'm going to be... Ooh, hello, Moose. Hi, honey. So I'm going to take you guys with me this week, and you get to follow along with the room makeover, as well as showing off all the different types of crafts that I've made for her throughout the years. There's felting projects, sewing projects, painting projects, woodworking projects, all based on the same wizard theme. I will give credit, not all of the crafts are my design. Some of them come from craft kits that you can buy. Some of them were just requests that my sister made and, inspired by things that I've seen online, maybe on Pinterest or whatever. So I don't claim ownership to any of this or any of these ideas. And obviously I don't own the trademarks or anything like that. But I just want to share this with you, and I'm not going to be able to be in my studio filming like I normally do. So the only option therefore is to take you with me, and we're just going to film what I'm working on while I'm there. Let's see how it goes. In the before shot, you can see her closet, which gave me the inspiration to do like a market square. So I decided to do a sign to go above her closet door. And I'm going to use this piece of wood, which I believe was taken out of a door. So it's like one panel out of a wooden panel door. I'm just giving it a couple of really good coats with this burgundy paint. I opted not to prime because I do want some of the grain to show through and giving it that sort of a worn kind of look. And just like that, we're ready to start stenciling. I applied oil pastel to the back of my lettering, and then I'm just going to position it in place and trace around each letter with a pencil. That way the oil pastel will transfer onto the back. You can get transfer paper that will do this as well, but I prefer to just use materials that I have. Now I'm ready to go in with a gold paint for the lettering. I really thought that would stand out against the maroon background. For this sign, I really wanted to do my best to emulate the lettering from the set design. I really took my time to go around each letter to make sure that I got the shapes correct. I thought it would be really cute to go above her closet because it is technically filled with fine robes and gowns in a way. For the second sign, I wanted to do something that was hanging, so I cut out a piece of styrofoam and covered both sides with paper. Then I made my own stencils to make sure that I could have the exact same design on both sides of the sign as it was hanging. I wanted to make some lettering, so I printed it off of my computer and then cut it out, but I still didn't quite like the font, so I decided to exaggerate some of the lines with a marker, and then I started positioning it on the sign to decide how I wanted it. It's going to hang in her bedroom on a hat rack that I'm going to be making, And this mechanism, I believe, was a railing on some piece of furniture, and I just have it lying around. And I thought it would work perfectly to hang the sign from the hat rack. I'm going in with this nutmeg color to paint the background of the sign. I wanted it to look maybe wooden or kind of like cork with the texture of the styrofoam underneath. It really got a nice leathery look. As you can see, I had written out my lettering and then realized that it was going to need to be covered. So I will have to stencil the lettering out again, but these are the kind of mistakes that we just have to go with in art. And here I'm just filling in my first coat on the hat design. You will see that on one side I have the top sort of wrinkle and on one side I don't. So the footage will go back and forth between me painting in this little top wrinkle and also not having it. I needed a second coat over all of the brown. And then once that was dried, I was ready to go in with the yellow. I wanted to do a warm mustard yellow to tie in the color scheme of the room, which is going to be sort of a burgundy and gold color scheme. So I'm just filling in the hat. It also needed multiple coats in order to get good coverage. And once that was complete, I was ready to reposition my lettering. So again, I covered the backs with oil pastel and traced around everything with a pencil so that I could have an impression. After that, I used my Posca pens to outline everything in black. I went around all of the lettering in details. And then I underlined everything because I thought it just needed more impact. Afterwards, I decided to go around and cover all of the black with gold. I'm glad that I did do the black base coat because the gold stood out more. And then I'm just finishing things off by outlining everything. And then I decided to outline the underside and one side of the letters to give them a little bit more emphasis as well. And just as a finishing detail, I went around all of the edges and gilded them with some gold paint to just kind of finish off that rough edge. I'm really happy with how it came out, and I think it's going to look great in her room. I just have to attach the hanging mechanism so that it can hang from the hat rack. I used simple wood glue for the styrofoam, and I just put some into each hole and then inserted the bottom of these little pegs. Waited for that to dry. And here's how it looks in the end. Both signs are looking great, and I can't wait to hang them up in her room. The next craft is a t-shirt that I'm going to be turning into a pillow. I'm just going to cut the bottom and cut the top and just use the main center motif. So now I just need to flip it inside out so that I can sew along the top and most of the bottom edge, but I want to leave a pocket so I can flip it inside out and then add the stuffing inside the hole before sealing up the final seam. I think it turned out really great. I also had this fluffy yellow pillow that's going to go really nicely with the design. I wanted something else to go above her bed, so I decided to write some different protection charms on the frame of this mirror to hang above their bed. And I'll link a video of mine doing glass paint so that you guys can see my techniques for that. Just a reminder of what the room looks like before. The blue just had to go. I wanted to do sort of a striped focal wall on the back wall and to look a little bit like wallpaper, but first I had to lay down a base coat in yellow. I wanted to clean up these lines along the ceiling, so I'm just filling that in with the yellow paint, and I'm going to do 2 full coats. After I've done all of the edge painting, it's time to fill it in with rolling the yellow. Once I've had 2 coats, it's time for me to put on my stripes, so I marked out the tape widths at the top and the bottom of the wall, and then I applied my different widths of tape to give me a variety of different stripes. In order to make sure that the tape gives clean lines, I like to paint over the tape with my base color. So you can see the yellows underneath, and then I go over the tape again with yellow before I apply the burgundy. That way, when I go to peel the tape, I'm going to get these nice crisp lines with no bleeding. It looked so good. It's just like wallpaper. Now back to the closet. You can remember the sign that I made to go above it, and now I need to paint the door burgundy in order to match the sign. I'm so happy with how it came out. I even decided on a creative solution to camouflage the hole. Here you can see we had a little snitch on a cable, and I just taped it inside the door to make it look like maybe that's the reason why it's broken. Here's the finished room with all my sister's different decorations that she's collected over the years, including all the different crafts that I've made for her. I'll be showing off a couple of those. This little book here, you may recognize it as the Monstrous Book of Monsters. I used an old book spine that I had and then some other felt. This was a pattern from a craft kit, but I can recreate it in a video if you guys want. I named it the Monstrous Book of Merry Monsters because it's actually a photo album that I filled with pictures from Christmases, and then we can continue to add Christmas pictures throughout the years. So I'll put that back on the shelf and continue showing you the rest of the reveal. I'm so happy with how the stripes turned out. Here's the mirror in place with all the protection charms, and if you look closely in the corners, you can see that the wand positions kind of spell out hero, and I thought that was really cool. I didn't even notice until a few days after I'd finished the room. The pillows look great and they match everything. Here you can see more of my sister's items displayed. It all just turned out so nicely together as a really elevated version of this kind of wizard theme. This wall is my little market wall that I was inspired to create with my hanging sign and the closet door all together. I just love how it turned out. It's so cute. As a reminder, this is what we were working with, and this is how it turned out. My sister and her husband came home from vacation, and they're so happy with their new bedroom and looking forward to many relaxing nights sleeping in their new wizard-themed bedroom. Hopefully this gave you some inspiration for your own DIY and some great tips on how to make your own garbage art. I had so much fun making this for my sister. So go get messy and make some garbage art.